Welcome to a whole new year of Show and Tell Book Nook. I'm Chantel,
And I'm Amber.
and today we're excited to highlight the new releases that we cannot wait for in 2024.
This is a good list. Granted, a lot of them are romance novels because that's the genre we tend to share the most interest in.
And it's also not complete. So we go until about August, September, but there are probably going to be more that trickle in over the next couple of months that we'll highlight in a later video once publishers and authors release the second half of the year's dates.
Yeah, and there's a mix of traditionally published and indie authors on this list, and more traditional published just because they've announced so far.
So to kick things off, we've got The Getaway List by Emma Lord in like a week, actually. It comes out January 23rd. I love Emma Lord books, so I'm really excited about what this one's going to entail.
Next, we have Bride by Ali Hazlewood. This is Ali Hazlewood's paranormal romance. And I'm excited because early ARC readers have really praised this book.
I am extremely nervous about it, but I was also nervous about Check and Mate, and I loved that book. So maybe, I'm intrigued to see what it actually is going to be about, because you're right. A lot of people have been super excited and happy about how it turned out.
Also on February 6th, we have one I'm really looking forward to, and it's The Women by Kristin Hanna. It's actually about the women who served in the U.S. military during Vietnam, specifically on the women who served in the military.
And it's Kristin Hanna, so we know that her historical fiction aspect of this is going to be phenomenal. So I didn't know about this one, but that sounds really good.
The Reason I Married Him by Megan Quinn is a sequel to The Reason I Hate Him. So this is kind of a small town romance series she started based in Northern California. I'm intrigued to see how this one goes.
Okay, for books coming out in March, we've got Happily Never After by Lynn Painter on March 13th. Her books are really cute, and so I think this one's going to be pretty good. Then we have Out with the Tide by Julia Olivia on March 28th.
So this is a sequel to Off the Hook, which is a Peter Pan-inspired small-town interconnected romance series, but I was pleasantly surprised by the first one. I'm excited for Out with the Tide. We have Bridesmaids for Hire by Megan Quinn on April 2nd. The Megan Quinn universe is very intertwined, so I believe she's teased this one in her latest hockey romance and tied it to the Kane brothers. We'll find out more in April. April 2nd is a big day for us on this list. I know that Chantel is especially excited for The Rule Book by Sarah Adams.
I have high hopes for it. I'm excited to see how her writing has improved since writing the cheat sheet, which is an old book. And I'm excited to see her go back to the characters from that and update them.
We also have Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez on April 2nd. I haven't read any Abby Jimenez books, but I know she's an incredibly popular author.
So like Amber said, April's a super busy month. So we've got 3 books coming out on April 9th that we're excited about. We've got Wild Love by Elsie Silver. Amber, I know this one's one you're looking forward to.
Yeah, so this is connected to the Chestnut Spring series, but it's the start of a new series for her. And I'm excited to see how this series goes.
We've also got The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. She created the Grishaverse. This is not going into the Grishaverse, unfortunately, but she's still a very popular author, and for good reason. Her writing style is fantastic.
April 23rd, we're closing out the month with Funny Story by Emily Henry. We both love Emily Henry. We both are extremely excited about this book. Okay, the next one, I'm cautiously optimistic. This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune.
I feel like for a lot of people, this is going to be the make or break it book. And as bad as that sounds, I do like Every Summer After was a knockout from the gate. Meet Me at the Lake was a sophomore slump. So I think a lot of eyes will be on This Summer Will Be Different to see if it actually will be different.
May 14th, we have The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren.
This one will be interesting. We'll see if it's one of their hits or one of their misses. Okay, coming up with June, we've got on June 4th, Daydreamer by Hannah Grace. So I know Wildfire was also a slight sophomore slump. I do know that the character she wrote Daydreamer about is the one we were waiting for after reading Icebreaker. So there's a lot higher hopes for this one. So fingers are crossed. Next, we have Not in Love by Ali Hazlewood being published June 11th.
Okay, she's back to the Stimonist novels with Not in Love. So I'm kind of interested to see how it goes. My highest hope is that we see the continued growth of the writer in this one that we've seen in Check and Mate and what people have talked about seeing in Bride.
Okay, June 25th, we've got Tangled Up in You by Christina Lauren, and I'm so excited. This one they did in conjunction with Disney. It's a retelling or like a modern twist on Tangled. So it's part of a series that Disney's done with different authors. So there's different princesses that have been highlighted. So I am really excited and have high hopes for this one.
We have Business Casual by B.K. Borison. This book is one that we're both excited about. I was really bummed when it got pushed from publication in 2023 and got pushed back to 2024 publication date. So looking forward to it. I'm excited for The X-Files by Jessica Joyce, July 16th. If you aren't sure if you recognize Jessica Joyce's name, she wrote You with a View, which was her debut novel and one of my favorite reads from 2023. So we'll see if she avoids the sophomore slump.
The Grandest Game by Jennifer Lynn Barnes comes out on July 30th. This is book 5 of the Inheritance Games series. So book 4 was The Brothers Hawthorne. This is book 5. I loved I loved the entire series, and it got better with her last book. So I really have high hopes for this one. We have Apprentice to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayer on August 8th. I loved book 1. I'm really excited about book 2.
The Breakup Pact by Emma Lord is coming out on August 13th. This is her foray into adult romance novels, and I'm interested to see if she makes that leap because some authors really struggle with the transition from YA to adult.
Then we've got Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping.
This is a sequel to the very regular Secret Society of Witches. I loved it along with a bunch of other people. It's like the perfect cozy fantasy read, and I know this book is highly anticipated. And then closing out our first half of the year, Wrath of the Triple Goddess by Riordan comes out on September 24th. For those who are in the know, this is the 7th installation into the Percy Jackson series.
I am so excited. I finished Chalice of the Gods and immediately was like, all right, when's the next book's coming out? Because I need to know. So Chalice of the Gods is a continuation of the Percy Jackson series, but it also could be like its own standalone in a way. It's basically Percy has saved Olympus like a bazillion times, but now he has to get through senior year and successfully in order to go to college with Annabeth. And to do this, he also needs some recommendation letters from the gods. And so in order to get those recommendation letters, he needs to complete new quests and challenges. So there are 3 recommendation letters needed. So we're assuming that there's going to be 3 books in this like spin-off series. So this is book 2. I loved book 1. It was a super fun jump back into like when I first read the books. Even if you didn't read the books when they first came out and you just kind of want to jump into the Percy Jackson universe, these are great books. They were funny. Like, they were great.
I'm looking forward to reading it. I'm trying to read the other books first, meaning like the Heroes of Olympus stories and the Apollo trials, like getting all of the universe before I go into this one, even though it's not necessary. Well, thanks for tuning in for this episode where we covered our most anticipated new releases. Let us know in the comments which books you're looking forward to the most, or if we missed a book that you are really excited about.
See you guys next time.